I was born in 1995. I'm 30 years old this year. I don't have a car, a house, or any savings, and I finally come to realize just how hard it is for women my age to find a partner. Those older than me, or even people my own age, think I'm too old. As for younger guys, well, I didn't have any money before.
Do you think he is lazy? When a girl's mate selection includes height, we can tell from yours that you're 180, 185 cm, likely a college student or recent graduate who wants 178 cm, a requirement after a few years of graduation. Those at 175 cm have mostly been on blind dates, and those with experience can be 172 or 173 cm, meaning more blind date experience. A 170 cm or above requirement is enough, which is the real depth. Those with blind date experience are probably around 30. In the blind date market, you won't be fooled by guys without a car, house, job, or who don't dress well.
In the end, you have to compromise on height. I was born in 1988, have a master's from a 985 university, and being unmarried and childless at my age is my biggest regret. As the saying goes, of the 3 forms of unfilial conduct, having no descendants is worst. For a woman, not having children means life is incomplete. When you grow old and look back, you'll remember at least you once had a child.
Only then does a woman's life have meaning. For women over 35 who have never been married, we really don't accept them anymore. We truly can't handle it. To be honest, the requirements from you ladies are actually very reasonable. You just hope that the man has a car, a house, a stable job and income, and doesn't look too bad. Maybe a bit higher in terms of business acumen and at least 175 centimeters tall. These are all really reasonable. But honestly, it's just impossible to find. I'm not some newbie, you know. Everyone can see my track record in this industry. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. I've opened 7 or 8 branches, been featured in several reports, and I'm considered a well-known, experienced expert in this whole field. But even I can't make it work. Frankly, if I set you up with someone never married with poor conditions, you're not interested. If it's someone with good conditions, they're not interested in you. Even if you become a stepmother, it's tough. These men all think, why not just work a bit harder and earn more money than go for a younger, never married woman? If I have to, I'll just find someone who's been divorced. They're not even willing to consider older women who've never been married. That's the harsh reality. And there's something even more brutal. In the past 3 months, I've helped nearly 100 women born after 2000 at my shop. You tell me, what am I supposed to do? If I set up someone born after 2000, I can get it done in half a month or a month and it's over. But for you, it takes a year, 2 years, even 3 years. Not only are you unhappy and scold me for it, but the men are also unhappy and end up blaming me too. They think there's something wrong with me for introducing someone older to them. It ends up not handling either side well. Why bother? I might as well not make this money.
Ever since I became a matchmaker, it's really been driving me crazy. My hair is all frizzy, and just look at how much my hairline has receded. There are so many odd cases. Some people demand exorbitant bride prices, all sorts of things. Last week, I took a female participant to a matchmaking event, and she completely embarrassed me. That woman had previously attended one of our events, and I thought she looked pretty good, so I wanted to recommend her. I asked her to send me her proof of being single, and since she was unmarried, she just sent me the relevant page from her household registration book, which showed she was single. So I took her to the matchmaking event. Both of them hit it off and thought the other was great. They were both very satisfied with each other's conditions and felt really good about it. Then, the day before yesterday afternoon, her boyfriend sent me a private message to stir up trouble. Damn, her boyfriend came to make a scene. At first, I had no idea what was going on. I only found out after asking that he was actually the boyfriend of this female participant. I was completely stunned at that moment, you know? I immediately turned around and asked the girl, I said, "You have a boyfriend?" She said, "Yeah." I asked her, "Why didn't you tell me about your real situation? Why didn't you mention that you have a boyfriend, huh?" She said, "Weiji, did you ask?" I said, "Come on, what's wrong with you? Are you serious? I didn't ask and you didn't say anything. I told her, "If you have any relationship issues, you should go and sort them out properly, okay? Right? If you're single, then you can come to our events and try dating, all right? I mean, if your boyfriend has a bit of a bad temper, he might just throw this bowl of food right at me, you know." After I ran into this situation, I gave her a lot of advice and tried to talk some sense into her. I said, "You have a boyfriend, so why are you coming to a matchmaking event? Why don't you just be with your boyfriend and make things work?" She said, "My boyfriend doesn't have any money." I asked, "Then what's your purpose in coming to this matchmaking event? She said, "I just want to find someone with money." I told her, "I'm here to help you find a partner, not to help you escape poverty." My job is to help you find a partner, not to lift you out of poverty. If you already have a boyfriend, then you shouldn't be coming to matchmaking events. Don't come here and waste our time. It's not easy for us matchmakers either. Why is it that ever since I started working as a matchmaker, I keep running into so many oddballs? At that moment, I was looking at him through the screen. You know, even without the screen, I would have wanted to touch his dog and his throat. Lately, I've noticed that a lot of people come to me for matchmaking, and I feel like some of them are just here to torment me, to make my life difficult. Let me tell you, all you single girls out there, if you're going to do matchmaking, then take it seriously. I can give you a lot of guidance and advice, but I beg you to sort out your own issues, to resolve your own emotional problems. Do you understand? Also, when it comes to matchmaking registration, we need to see all your information here. You need to provide things like property certificates, bank statements, vehicle information, and so on. Take care of all your issues and come to matchmaking for real. What we're doing is a good deed after all. Of course, I'm also doing this to make a living. But there is also a certain responsibility that comes with it. So I hope that those who come for matchmaking...
You need to have the right values. You really do. As a 35-year-old woman who's still single, it's only at this age that I've come to understand this. Our biggest competitors aren't those young pretty girls in their early 20s, but rather divorced women with children, women who are marrying for a second time, because most men at this age have a more open mindset and a clear sense of self-awareness. They realize that it might be difficult for them to find a young, attractive girl. So when choosing between a divorced woman and an older single woman, they'll usually prefer the divorced woman. That's because men think,
If you've already had a child from your first marriage, then there's definitely no problem with fertility. And since you're divorced, it shows that when you were younger, you got married and genuinely wanted to build a life together. So if you marry again, you'll really cherish your new life. But it's different with older single women. The thinking is they must be difficult to get along with, which is why they're still single at this age. Or at this age, they might have trouble having their first child. So, do you understand now? Sigh. It's not that I don't want to look for someone. It's really that I just can't find anyone. I honestly really agree that men should date younger girls. No matter how old they are, they should look for younger girls. Because those girls, maybe they've never been in a relationship before, so if you buy her some cherries, some snacks, tiramisu or something, she'll be so happy. She'll post it on her social media. But for someone like me, a woman in her 30s or 40s, no matter what you buy me, I'll just be like, oh, okay, whatever. I've seen it all, you know? And then when those young girls get older, you just find another young girl to date, because when those younger girls get older, they'll also become older women, and they'll start to have their own views about society. Can you guys stop caring so much about a woman's age? Do you really have to be fixated on 18-year-olds? Women like us, who are a bit older and still single, are actually pretty great too. We have cars, houses, and education, and we can contribute to the family in the future. We also look quite young, you know. Compared to girls in their 20s, we understand the ways of the world better, and we're more aware of life's ups and downs. I can be considerate towards you. So I really think that being an older single woman is actually pretty good compared to girls in their 20s. We already have everything we should have. I have a house, a car, a high level of education, and a good job, so why can't I find a suitable partner to marry? Is it really just because I'm 30? These men are just too shallow. Do you really still think it's because of your age?
If it's not because of that, then what else could it be? I honestly don't think I have any other shortcomings. It's your condescending attitude, never reflecting on yourself. What's wrong with my attitude? I think I've already been very proactive this time. Oh, really? Then tell me, how did things fall through with that young blind date? You said you were proactive, but he was an only child, his family runs a business, owns multiple houses and cars, and at such a young age, he's already in management at a state-owned enterprise with a great income, job, and education. He's got it all.
Well, my qualifications aren't bad either. I'm also the only daughter in my family, and I'm a tenured teacher with a government position. Sure, she has a high income, but my job is more stable because I have tenure. So weren't we actually quite a good match? But then suddenly, he stopped contacting me. Yesterday, when I tried to message him, I realized he had actually deleted me. When exactly did he stop reaching out to you? It was during the Chinese New Year. After we went out, when we got home, he suddenly asked me how I felt about him and if I could be his girlfriend. I told him it felt too fast, that it definitely wouldn't work like that, and that I'd need to see how he behaved in the future. After that, he didn't ask me out again during the New Year holiday. Now that everyone's back at work, I thought I'd try to get in touch again and maybe meet up.
After that, he just cut me off. Are you not satisfied with him? No, I think he's actually pretty good. Then why did you turn him down? You two have been seeing each other for 2 months already, and you've known each other for a while. If you think he's okay, why not just go for it? Because he never put in any effort. He never actually pursued me. So what do you think counts as pursuing you? Taking you out to eat, going shopping, buying flowers, picking you up and dropping you off, asking you out to have fun, caring about you? If all that doesn't count as pursuing, then what does? Does it only count if he buys you designer bags, gives you gifts, or sends you big red envelopes of money?
Is that really the attitude of someone who seriously wants a stable life in marriage? Of course I want to get married. I'm not young anymore. How could I possibly just be playing around?
But just because I'm a bit older, he can't use some cheap tricks to brush me off. I see my colleagues' boyfriends are all very generous, but he doesn't show any sincerity at all. This is exactly the thinking trap that many older women fall into. You want to test a man, want him to prove his sincerity with real, tangible effort. But in reality, it's just the opposite. If you want to find a high-quality man with good conditions to settle down with, you can't expect him to invest a lot in you right from the start. Like finding a young girlfriend, you can't expect him to chase after you relentlessly. Although, honestly, this is what 90% of older women hope for. They want a high-quality man to pursue them passionately and then settle down for a stable life together. But I have to advise you, don't even think about it. Why is that? Because when men pursue women, it's all about showing sincerity. If he's not willing to put in any effort before you're together, won't he be even stingier after you're in a relationship? For men with good qualities, when they're looking for a wife, they won't pour their heart out to you right from the start. If he's being overly dramatic and extravagant in his pursuit from the beginning, he definitely doesn't intend to marry you. He's just thinking about how to win you over as quickly as possible. Think about it. Does a high-quality man need to prove himself to get a girlfriend? He doesn't. If he's already looking for a wife through matchmaking, would he still go after those flashy, showy women? So you really need to understand that dating for fun and getting married are two different things. If you want to marry someone and build a life together, then from the very beginning, you should present yourself as someone who is down to earth and ready for real life. If you expect someone to spend a lot on you during the pursuit phase and treat him like a cash machine, then you have to be prepared for him to walk away at any time. Because high-quality men are all very smart. However you position him, that's exactly how he'll treat you in return. If you want someone to pursue you generously, but also want to,
marry him and build a life together, that's fundamentally a contradiction. But if I don't test him at all in the beginning, how can I know if he's really sincere?
See, didn't I just test him this time? As soon as I said I wanted to see how he'd behave, he immediately bailed. He didn't show any sincerity at all. When a guy you meet through matchmaking likes you, he will indeed take the initiative to contact you. But if you don't agree right away and want to test him, like deliberately not replying to his messages, replying very slowly, or acting all aloof to increase the cost of his efforts, hoping he'll put in more before you say yes, thinking that only hard-won feelings will be cherished, what's the reality? When you actually do these things, you'll find that guys basically won't contact you again because you've mistaken arranged dating for free love, and you've mistaken the guys you meet through matchmaking for your pursuers, or even for guys who will do anything for you. In arranged dating, it's really not a problem if your standards are high, your conditions aren't great, or you're older. What's really a problem? Having the wrong mindset, unclear positioning, and an ambiguous attitude. So now do you understand why he's